Good evening everyone and welcome to Gundam News. And let's start this video with some rumors that have been spreading this past week. We have this supposed leak for upcoming Gunpla. I'm assuming that they're supposed to be coming out this year, and strap in because if you haven't seen it yet, it is a wild list. For the Master Grades, we have the Rising Freedom Gundam, Immortal Justice Gundam, the Barb Sloops Rex, the Bale, and the new Gundam mass production type. For real grades, there is the Akatsuki Gundam, the Shining Gundam, the Gundam X, and the RX-78-2, which is listed as both a real grade and the never seen before real grade extreme, which I don't know if they mean that this is just like the real grade version of a 2.0, or if they're gonna do like the Master Grade Extreme, like a more extreme version of the real grades with even more detail instead of the 2.0s. I don't know, but as with everything else on this list, don't put too much faith into it, whatever they mean for it to be. There's going to be, well, talking about Master Grade Extremes, there's going to be the Master Grade Extreme Red Frame, a Full Mechanics Reborns Gundam, and a Perfect Grade or Perfect Grade Unleashed, because why not, new Gundam. And of course, the source of these rumors is nowhere to be found, at least not as far as I can tell. And even if there was some kind of source, I still wouldn't believe this list, just based on like the Gunpla trends of the past few years. It just makes this list sound incredibly unbelievable. Like, in the past few years, we've barely gotten any Master Grades, and even the real grades haven't been that plentiful either. So when we now get a list that is chock full of Master Grades Extremes even, and some real grades, I don't know. So again, do not be excited for anything that's on this list, because you're only going to be disappointed. Honestly, the best thing to come out of this was Speedball Horror posting these 4 images on Twitter, and then everyone making their own versions of this wish list with increasingly crazy ideas. So, here's mine. The Perfect Grade Gym Custom, Master Grade Zaku 3, Master Grade Version Kotoki Gym Sniper Custom, and Figurized Standard Mayrin Hawk. Continuing with the Gundam Seed Freedom news then, let's talk about the official announcements. Starting on January the 13th, there's Gundam Seed Freedom The Experience, which will be held at Yokohama at the Bamco Cross Store, in Akiba at the Atre, and in Hakata at the Bamco Cross Store. And depending on where you go, things will be a little bit different. For example, at the Cross stores, they're selling drinks, whereas at Akihabara, the Atre building will be wrapped in Gundam Seed Freedom theme. And to give you an idea of how this might look, here is a picture of the current wrapping of the event that they've got going on. So I assume that instead of the individual VTubers, it'll then be individual Gundam Seed Freedom characters. And also at the participating stores at the Atre, you can ask for an illustration card for every 500 yen you spend, $3.50. And there will be a total of 23 cards to collect. What they will, of course, all have in common is the merchandise, related to both Gundam Seed Freedom and the older Seed series. We've got can badges of the main Freedom characters, mobile suit badges of Seed and Destiny, mini desk stalkers to, I guess, put your pens in and whatnot, catchphrase keychains that, as far as I can tell, are from Seed and Destiny, and unfortunately do not have Highness' famous catchphrase, acrylic dioramas from Freedom, a tote bag, color-coded stone bracelets that also have some horrors on them, some really cool keychains with the character's name and their most defining accessories, and then in addition to those new things, they're also selling the Metal Robot Spirits Rising Freedom Gundam and Immortal Justice Gundam. And then to expand a little bit on those drinks that I just talked about, those are going to be, on the one hand, fortune lattes, and on the other hand, soft drinks that will come with a collectible coaster. And for anyone wondering on how those fortune lattes are made, I finally ordered one this week and it is quite literally printed on there. They even filmed the printing process and have it on a screen, so you can really see your latte being printed. I remember the first time when I read about these lattes and their designs on them, and I just automatically assumed that it was going to be some kind of, I don't know, like a cardboard, just a cardboard plate they put on there. But no, they literally printed on there. So if you want to have something to take home, go for the soft drink with the collectible coaster. And what you can also do is enjoy a bunch of mini games and look at the exhibitions that they've got at each location. But we'll go into more detail when the pictures of those have been released. And then on the 26th, when the movie actually releases, we will of course also have a bunch of things happening to coincide with that. From January the 26th until February the 11th, there will be a Gundam-based pop-up store at the new Chitose airport. TOHO Cinema will be releasing a limited edition Gundam Seed Freedom Cinema mileage card, which has this amazing illustration of Kira, Athrun, and Shin enjoying a movie, because apparently Shin is that kind of cinema goer, and I can really picture it in my head, him laughing in the same loud way as he screams in the anime. Then there's a collaboration with the contact lens company called Seed, which is a very appropriate collaboration, where buying participating goods will give you a chance to win various Gundam Seed merchandise. 10 lucky winners will get a high-grade Rising Freedom and high-grade Immortal Justice, as well as a signed poster of Kira, Lacus, Kigali, and Athrun. 50 winners then will get a thermo mug, and 500 winners will get a quo card valued at 500 yen, which is 3.5 US. Next up then, the Gundam Seed Freedom Ichiban Kuji will also be releasing on that day. Now, they already showed us what the first prize was going to be, the very nice Lacus figure, but now they also showed us most of the other prizes. Prize B is an acrylic stand of Athrun, Kira, and Shin. Prize C is a visual stand of Kira, Lacus, Athrun, and Kigali. Prize D is a visual stand of Kira with a secret mobile suit, so I'm assuming that's going to be the upgraded Rising Freedom. Prize E is a towel with various emblems and mobile suit, and again, 3 of them are secret, meaning that most likely we're going to be getting the upgraded Freedom, upgraded Justice, and maybe even that new Destiny Gundam if that rumor turns out to be true. Prize F is one of 15 character acrylic stands. Prize G is a clear file and sticker set. And then if you get the last ticket, you'll also get that Lacus figure, but in a slightly different color. And last but not least for Gundam Seed Freedom, they also released a video on how to make your own papercraft Haro and Tori/Birdie, along with the files that you require for them, which I will have linked down below. Next up then, we have another celebration for the new year. So for the last several years, Kunio Okawara has been making RX-72 variants based on the Chinese Zodiac, and this year we have entered the Year of the Dragon, meaning that we got the Shenlong Gundam, which is pronounced as the Tatsu Gundam in Japanese, and of course is not to be confused with the Shenlong Gundam, but from Gundam Wing. And the design is certainly very ornate and dragon-like. The arms are now claws holding onto orbs, as Chinese dragons are so often depicted as. The feet have become claws, the chest has become a dragon head, and the mohawk is now a cute, almost shrimp-like dragon. The beam rifle, though, is mostly just the same, with the biggest difference being really just the color scheme. And if you like the design of this new Shenlong Gundam, there will be quite some January releases for this thing. But of course, they are all China limited. For 269 yuan, 38 US, there's a collaboration with Peace Cool to create a metal puzzle of the Shenlong, which also explains the very edgy appearance of this thing. And with 269 parts that you have to fold and then piece together, I also wonder how long it takes to finish this thing compared to like a high grade or a master grade Gunpla. For 79 yuan a pop then, 11 US, there is the QMSV collection featuring the Shenlong Gundam, Metallic Shenlong Gundam, Metallic Pig Gundam, Metallic Rad Gundam, Metallic Ox Gundam, Metallic Tiger Gundam, Metallic Rabbit Gundam, and 3 secret units. And from January the 29th, you can try your luck at the Shenlong Gundam Ichiban Kuji, which uses the same system as the Japanese version. You buy a ticket for 75 yuan, 11 US, and on that ticket it says which prize you won. The A prize is a 25cm Shenlong figure, which is roughly 10 inches. The B prize is a similarly sized Rabbit Gundam. The C prize is one of 3 Shenlongs, each holding a different orb. The D prize is the SD Rabbit, Ox, or Tiger Gundam, who are again each holding a different orb. The E prize is one of 6 stainless steel cups. The F prize is one of 6 different metal keychains, designed after the shields of the Zodiac Gundams. The G prize is a small acrylic stand of one of the 6 Zodiac Gundams. And then finally, if you get the last ticket, you'll also get this golden Shenlong figure. And now let's go back to some Gunpla news with the Dengeki hobby list of the 20 best-selling Gunpla of 2023. And with some of them, I definitely want to speculate on how they made it into this list, because some of them completely understandable, others I don't understand. Do keep in mind though that this list only includes Gunpla sales through Dengeki Hobby and not Bandai as a whole. So let's get into that list. Number 1 is the high-grade Caliborn. Completely understandable. Number 2 is the high-grade Witch from Mercury weapon display base, which also makes total sense because almost every Witch from Mercury kit made use of that thing in some way, with some even requiring 2 sets like the Ariel and the Caliborn. Number 3 then might come as a surprise to Western audiences because it is the Gunpla-kun Deluxe set. And as far as I can remember, the only thing that we've really seen in the West of Gunpla-kun is in the Gundam Metaverse, they were playing one of his videos in the background somewhere. So even if you played the Metaverse, you might not have really noticed that thing. But it is a short animated series that is only in Japan, and I guess over there it's more popular than I was expecting because it came in 3rd place. It's also made out of that new material called Limex, and what probably also helped it is that it is a pretty cheap model kit, so it's easy to pick up, quickly build, or if you're a new builder, it's not too expensive to get into the hobby. Number 4 then is the Real Great Epion. Number 5, the SD Gundam Cross Silhouette Tornado Gundam, which is another model kit that turned out to be more popular than I thought it was going to be. Number 6 is the High Grade Zeta Gundam. Number 7, the Real Grade Gundam Mark II, AUG version. which is one of the few old real grades that I feel still holds up very well today and is still totally worth getting. And of course, the same also goes for the Titans version, which is actually the better deal because it comes with extra parts for like the prototype version for the same price as the AUG version. Number 8 then is the Witch from Mercury character stand. Again, makes total sense for it to be pretty high, considering you'd want this for at least some of your model kits. Number 9 then is the entry grade Gundam build Strike Exceed Galaxy. Something that I am 100% certain of has less to do with the success of the Gundam Build Metaverse anime and has everything to do with the continued popularity of the Strike Gundam and the combination of being a cheap model kit that is easy to build while still looking extremely good as a straight build, plus it having a lot of very easy customization capabilities. So basically it is perfect for anyone, whether you're a beginner or an experienced Gunpla builder. Number 10 then is the Apparel rebuild, which is actually a bit lower than I was expecting, whereas number 11 was higher than I was expecting. The Michaelis, the Gunpla that famously didn't sell and yet somehow ended up in 11th place. So I think this is where some like sales figure shenanigans were going on. So what I think happened here is that because it is a main character mobile suit, Bandai thought it was going to sell well, so they shipped out a lot of them. But unlike all the other model kits, it didn't sell out immediately. But because those other Witch from Mercury model kits did sell out so quickly, I think that at certain points the Michaelis was simply the only easily available Witch from Mercury model kit, leading to a lot of people picking the thing up just a lot later after it was already released, and maybe it was also helped out by some discounts. Because I definitely don't think that by its own merits and by its own popularity, it would have made it into 11th place. Number 12 then is the high grade Apparel. Number 13 is everyone's favorite entry grade, the Law Gundam, which was probably one of the most boring Gunpla releases in years. Number 14, the high grade Mirasol flight unit. Number 15, the high grade Gun Tank, which was definitely held by its role and popularity in Gundam Evolution. Number 16, the SD Gundam Cross Silhouette F Knoi Chikai. Number 17, the high grade Daryl Balde. Number 18, the high grade Feroct. And then on number 19, we have the high grade Lafrith Thorn. Somehow, this thing managed to be more popular than the Lafrith Ur and the Gund Volva, neither of which are actually even on this list, because on number 20, we have the high grade Begwer Pente. So, again, this list had some expected things, but also some very unexpected things, while of course also not being representative of all Gunpla sales, but still pretty interesting to look at. Meanwhile, on the gaming front then, in Gundam Battle Operation 2 for the PlayStation, the Banshee Norn and Loto have joined the fray. In Super Robot Wars DD Chapter 3 Part 9 has been released, which includes the launch of the Strike Freedom with Kira, and also includes this very cute rendition of Flame. And for UC Engage then, in the global version, we got the 0082 Pesce Montagne A Bouquet for Stardust 1 event, and unit assemblies for the UR Engage 0 with Booster and UR Pesce, and in the Japanese version, they got the URDO and UR Poptimus Scirocco, as well as a beautiful new animation featuring the amazing Byerland. So definitely something to look forward to for the global players. And in other news, the mobile suit girl of the week is the Gym Colt District Side girl, who looks adorable with that gym head now serving as a floofy hood, and she's also got a really cool North Pole base insignia. And then for the audiophiles in the audience, 2 TM Network hybrid super audio CDs will be released on January the 12th. One is Carol, A Day in a Girl's Life 1991, which includes Beyond the Time of Char's Counterattack, and the other is Gift for Fangs, which includes Get Wild from City Hunter. Both CDs go for 5,500 yen each, 38 US, and I don't think I'm the only one who had never heard of a super audio CD. So, from what I've been able to understand from 5 minutes of Googling it, it's that it's basically a new type of CD format that was aimed at audiophiles but never really caught on. Mainly because at the same time, cheaper music became available online, and even though that had worse quality, it was simply more convenient, which is why I never heard about this new format and why you probably also never heard about it. Another thing is that these super audio CDs also require their own dedicated players. But because these TM Network CDs aren't just super audio CDs, but hybrid super audio CDs, they actually have 2 layers instead of just 1. One layer has the better super audio CD audio, and the other layer has the regular old inferior normal audio. Meaning that you can just pop it into any old CD player as well. As for the things you could get this week then, the prize figures of Guel, Elan, and Shaddiq have become available for 2,700 yen each, 19 US, over at TOHO in Japan, linked down below. And in China, on January the 5th, you could celebrate the new year by buying the QMSV Shenlong Gundam as either a regular colored version for 399 yuan, 56 US, or as a limited edition gold-plated version for 699 yuan, 99 US, of which only 480 units will be made, and I wonder if it's also going to have a serial number then. On to this week's Gundam apparel news, where we first got 2 new collections from Bancore that went up for pre-order on December the 28th. There were 2 fleece jackets styled after either Char Aznavour or Zeon, both going for 11,000 yen, 76 US, and there was the Black Tri-Stars' Dome collection, featuring their triple domes on a jacket for 17,600 yen, 122 US, a zip-up hoodie for 8,250 yen, 57 US, a t-shirt for 3,520 yen, 24 US, a tote bag for 2,420 yen, 17 US, and a face towel for 2,200 yen, 15 US. And both of these collections are slated for a February release. Over at Strict G then, they started the new year with a Japanese New Year's tradition, selling happy bags at their Solamachi store. One deluxe bag costs 55,000 yen, but was filled with 100,000 yen worth of clothing items. So 380 US for a bag that is worth 691 US. And the bags were available in medium, large, and extra large. And because it was New Year's, we didn't have any new ongoing polls or any poll results, so that has been all for this week's Gundam news. As always, a big thank you to the Patreon supporters. I hope everyone watching has a great evening, and I'll see you all later on in the week with more Gundam news.